This is a 1947 Chevrolet pickup truck. It's a short bed, 5-window. It's got a 350 V8, automatic transmission, shifts good. This truck was restored about 15 years ago, and when it was restored, it would have been pretty close to a show truck. Body zero straight, zero rust. It's got a Vega front end on it with a power disc brakes, power steering. It's got cold air conditioning, and they actually took the Vega dashboard and put it in here. I'm not personally that crazy about it, but it looks nice and modern, and everything works. So now the truck's been owned by an elderly gentleman for about the past 10 years, and he said he probably only drove it a couple of thousand miles since he's had it. It needs a few little things, and I'm kind of doing this as a new arrival vehicle. We decided not to go through it, so I'll do my best on this video to go through and tell you all the stuff that it needs. It's got an excellent sounding engine. Little small cam in there, nice lope to it. Long tube headers. Got an Edelbrock intake on it. Engine runs great. And like I said, the air conditioner blows cold. Turn the AC on right here. You can hear that RPMs kick down and see that the compressor works. We were driving the truck the other day. My wife asked me to turn it off. She said, this thing's blowing up my skirt and freezing me. So anyways, come out here. So we kind of pulled this one out of the barn, if you will, quote unquote. It pulled it out of the barn. It's been being driven back and forth to the grocery store every once in a while, and mostly just to the local car shows for the last 10 years. Probably had about, he said he probably put 2,000 or 3,000 miles on it, and since he's had it. And just a super nice older gentleman. Always kept the truck in the garage. And he said, you know, Eric, the truck probably needs to be gone through as far as like a good tune-up, maybe some spark. Now he did put new spark plugs in it recently, but maybe some new wires, probably an oil change, maybe even if you wanted to be on the safe side, have the transmission serviced. You know, when the vehicle hasn't been driven a lot. I mean, the engine runs great, the transmission shifts great, everything seems to be working great. But you know, it's just like I said, this is like a new arrival. And typically what I'll do with a truck like this is typically I'd get it in and I'd go through it and fix everything. Since it's kind of been hanging around sitting, the tires get a little out of balance, you know. So I think that I would take this truck and have the tires rebalanced on it. It's got an offset set of wheels. They look really cool. Pacers, 5 stars. The tires practically brand new, or at least the tread looks like they're brand new. The paint on this truck is really nice. It's a pearl, kind of like that Escalade pearl color for the white, and then it is a purple on top, like a royal purple. And it's just a really beautiful two-tone. They did a really nice job painting it. And as I've walked around it before, not seeing any, I'm gonna say almost no imperfections on the car at all, or on the truck at all. There's one little spot right here, and that might just, okay, yeah, there's one little spot there, tiny little spot the size of my fingernail. And then here where the door's open, maybe scratched it a hair. If I eagle eye it, I can find a couple of things wrong with it. I know back here where the hinges are on the tailgate, just a little surface rust there, just from the paint probably being thin because the tailgate's opening and closing there after it being painted. Like I said, being done in the 90s, somebody decided to use kind of a tweed style cloth in here. It looks good, but it's outdated. It would make a great driver the way it is. This truck doesn't really need anything to be a great driver right this very minute, except maybe having the tires balanced, maybe doing alignment on it, and that's it. Maybe the tune-up that I spoke of earlier. Other than that, the truck's really about ready to go. But you know, you could always take a truck like this to the next level. Somebody did a nice elaborate job putting the headliner in, including a, you know, little space there for your sunglasses or whatever. Like I said, it's got the newer, I think that's a Vega dash. The lights all work, turn signals work. One thing I hadn't tried out, but I think it does work, is the cruise control, but I'm not positive on that one. The CD player does work. The truck does not have seat belts in it, so it would need to have seat belts installed if you like driving with seat belts. They cost about $20 each one, so probably for $40 you could put seat belts in it. Carpet looks pretty good. A little wear spot there in the center. Does have the center console. Like I said, keep in mind, you know, this was a truck that 15 years ago somebody probably spent $30,000 putting together. I mean, absolutely clean. If you see any rust, it's all superficial, but I mean, you really don't see any rust. I mean, look, perfect floor pans, perfect frame rails, big, thick 3-inch exhaust and the Flowmasters, and you can really hear it in the back, and that's how I like it. Man, this thing sounds like a muscle truck. Here's one other spot I just found. One little spot right there. I mean, super, super nice driver. I mean, even from, you know, they call them 15 footers and 20 footers. I mean, even from 5 feet away, the truck looks perfect, almost perfect. So I was tempted to maybe go a whole other direction with it and redo the interior and all that. And like I said, I think I'll just pass this on as a great deal to someone else. You can't start to build a truck like this with this quality of a restoration for the money we're asking for this one. And if you really wanted to take it to the next level, you know, or change the color scheme or whatever, I mean, in a paint job and a new interior, you might put another $5,000 in this truck and take it on up to the next level. But I'll tell you, this is a really sharp truck, just like it is. Tinted windows, all the glass is brand new. It is a five window cab. See that in the back. Bed looks like new. I mean, and this, they may have put new steel in the bed, or the original was kept so perfect, but I think this probably has a new bed, or they put new steel in the bed. It just looks perfect. All the weather stripping's new. A couple of little additional things here, you know, it's got the inlaid tail lights, blinkers up inside the side of the bed. I mean, somebody took their time and did this truck right. Windshield wipers work. I mean, nothing on the truck doesn't work. What it needs is a little TLC, a weekend in the garage, a 6-pack of beer, a tune-up, balance. They take the truck over to the tire shop, let them balance the tires up, do an alignment on the front end, and just drive this truck and drive it, or sell it and make more money on it. There's plenty of room. There's plenty of meat on the bone on this truck to buy it for the price I'm asking for it. Do a few things and fix it up and flip it on over again. But I think somebody would like to get a hold of this truck and keep it for a while. This is the one that I'd say a lot of guys out there are looking for. Really, really sharp, great driver.